Well, speaking of semaglutide,
Yeah.
last segment of the day, moving on to a new one, and I want to thank, there was a user on X that actually put me on this named Coffee Black. He's a doctor somewhere in Texas, I believe.
Nice.
I was talking about segments, and he suggested this one, and I actually didn't know about this, so thank you, sir, for that. So this is a new form of, when I say GLP-1 agonist, does that ring a bell?
No, but I'm assuming it's the weight loss.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So I tend to just call them semaglutide clones, but yeah, they have a name, they're GLP-1 agonists. So this is another GLP-1 agonist that is along the lines of semaglutide or Ozempic, the Ozempic being the brand name for the generic semaglutide.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, we've talked about this in several segments, that the use of semaglutide has just exploded. In fact, I couldn't get any really clear data on how big it is. I could get data from a year or two ago when it was starting to explode, and it's gone nuclear since then. And I know that because every doctor's office, I think, in the Metroplex is selling semaglutide.
Yeah.
Every patient that comes into my office is on semaglutide, and for good reason. I'm actually a fan of the GLP-1 agonists. I mean, people are really losing weight with these things, and it's making a big difference. I mean, some people will be like, oh, it's cheating or whatever. I mean, who cares? If you can't go to the gym or get your diet right to lose the weight, I mean, losing weight is good for you. It makes you healthier. So, I mean, who cares how you lose it as long as it's not harmful?
I think it's great, especially in this time when people want fast results, especially when, they are struggling to be consistent.
Right.
They get that positive reinforcement of seeing the scale go down. And I think that gives a lot of people confidence to keep going so that when they do get off of it, they can actually succeed.
Yeah, and you're exactly right that, you have to have kind of a change of mindset if you want to keep what you've gained or lost in this case.
Yeah.
You do have to alter your lifestyle a little bit, just because as we've talked about in the past, when you stop taking these medications, it doesn't prevent you from gaining the weight back. But that's the same thing when you diet and exercise. I mean, it's the same thing. If you diet and exercise and you stop and you go back to your old ways, over time you're going to gain the weight back. But I've been a big fan of the GLP-1 agonists. I mean, we have now millions and millions of people taking them for several years, and they've shown consistently good results with very, very few side effects.
Yeah.
And so, you have a product that works really well that, at least to this point, we can't find any harm in. It's why wouldn't you want people to use it? So, I know we talked about tirzepatide in the past, the Mounjaro. So semaglutide works by hitting the receptor for GLP-1, which is related to stomach emptying. So what it does is it prevents your stomach from emptying quickly.
Yeah.
Because if you're eating and your stomach empties, then you're still hungry. And so by activating these GLP-1 receptors, it slows the stomach emptying down, and then people feel full quicker. And when you feel full quicker, you don't eat as much and you lose weight. And it's very, very effective. People are really having some pretty good gains from this. With tirzepatide, which is the Mounjaro, it has a second mechanism of action, which is to activate the G1P, which deals with satiety, which basically means feeling full.
Yeah.
Which is very similar. I mean, if your stomach doesn't empty, you're going to feel full, but there is a specific receptor that makes you feel full.
Yeah.
And so things like tirzepatide or Mounjaro hit both of those, and that's why you'll see a little bit bigger gains from them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right? It's the more ways that your body is telling you don't eat.
Yeah, two pathways to make you stop wanting to eat.
Right, is going to make you lose more weight. So the difference between something like semaglutide and Mounjaro or tirzepatide, for medium length, it's 12% versus 18% weight loss. So you do get extra weight loss from the tirzepatide or Mounjaro because it works in two different mechanisms.
I bet I feel like they're gonna start using that whenever people hit a plateau. They're gonna prescribe them the
next one. Well, and with semaglutide, what we normally do is when people plateau, you up the dose a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you can start them on a low dose and see how it goes. And also too, to get them used to the drug so that they don't get too bloated or whatever. And you can increase the dose. But you're right, eventually you will plateau eventually. I think for most people, semaglutide gets them where they want to be. You know, I mean, if you ask the average person, okay, if you lost 15% of your body weight, would you be happy? You know, if for those people who are a little bit overweight, 90% of them are going to say, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And so I think for most people, semaglutide probably is enough. And like I said, if we have now tens of millions of people over years using this drug.
Yeah, I have 2 family members that use it, and they're happy
I know a
with
ton
it.
of people that are using it.
Yeah.
You know, some of my really close friends are using it. So anyway, all that being said, there's a new kid on the block. I hate the name, Retatrutide. Retatrutide. I get it. Who comes up with these names? It's hard to say. Retatrutide. 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 I assume I'm saying that right. So this is the Eli Lilly drug, I believe. And so this one has a third so it has the first 2 mechanisms of action like tirzepatide, but this one has a third mechanism of action, which is to stimulate glucagon receptors. So what glucagon does in the body is glucagon tells your liver to take stored energy and convert it into active energy. So it basically takes the glycogen out of your liver and puts it into ketone energy for your body to use. So what it's doing is not only are you eating less, this drug is actually taking your stored fat and burning it.
Hey, that sounds nice.
It does, right? I mean, you know, they're really getting crafty with these drugs. It's like okay, what are the, you know?
They should make one that's just that.
I guess they could. Yeah,
Especially
I don't know.
for people that are like just want to lose like body fat and not really want to.
I think that it has a limited effect though, because it is better.
Like
I mean,
little boost.
So for example, at 48 weeks, so you're talking that's pretty far. It's like 11 months, up to 25% weight loss. So like almost double what semaglutide is.
Nice.
By adding that. Plus people, you know, people say that they sometimes still feel hungry with this because you're burning. Like it's basically increasing your metabolism.
Yeah.
So now this drug is not yet available though. I couldn't find a date for when it was going to be released. So you can't run out and get Retatrutide except for like the studies that are out there. You know, if you're enrolled in a study, then you can get it.
Sounds promising though.
Yeah, but it does sound very promising. So the problem is going to be just kind of looking forward to, okay, are people going to start using this? Most likely this will fall under patent laws. And so the reason so many people are using semaglutide right now is because compounding pharmacies are making it, and it makes it much more affordable.
Yeah.
Like if you go to buy semaglutide or Ozempic, like the brand name, it's pretty expensive. You know, you're talking, I think it's, you know, like at least $800, $900 a month. If you get the compounded version, you're talking like $100, $150.
The generic version,
Yeah, generic. And the reason that they can do that is because of the shortage of Ozempic, and it allows some loophole with compounding pharmacies to make it, even though it falls under patent.
And it works the same.
Yeah, it works the same. Yeah, it's just a generic. It's like whenever, you know, a drug comes off its patent and suddenly there's all these generics that come out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like with Botox. When Botox patent wore off, suddenly there was Dysport and Jeuveau and Xeomin and all these things popping up because they're basically generic forms of it, and they give them different brand names depending on which company makes it.
Nice.
So although this drug is very, very promising, and
It's going to take a while to get past all the red tape.
Yeah, I mean, I could see like people who just have money to burn maybe using it because it works.
It's going to be the new celebrity drug.
It might be, you know, for celebrities. I mean, the cost of it probably will be nothing. Although I bet
it will be good for actors that need to like tone up really fast.
Yeah, it might be. It'd be interesting to see if the weight loss has a different aesthetic to it. You know. That'd be interesting. I'm not sure if that'd be the case or not, if you could tell.
Yeah. I feel like if it's like it causes you to increase your metabolism, I feel like that would promote the introduction of more protein, more muscle definition, less body fat. I feel like it would make you look more.
I don't think that there's any way it's going to make you build muscle.
I know, but I'm saying like.
It might allow you to
like,
build muscle easier.
Yes.
It might be.
Because your metabolism is up and you're hungry more. So your doctor would probably be like, hey, the best thing to fuel that is to eat protein.
Dude, that would be the best drug ever if it made you lose fat, give you more energy, and make you gain muscle.
Yeah, but I feel like the muscle part would be on you though.
Yeah, right. You'd have to like. Although now you have
protein.
things like M-Sculpt. Have you heard of the M-Sculpt machine?
No.
So there's a machine now. In fact, that they were just at my office this past week. They really want us to buy an M-Sculpt Neo machine. And honestly, I've been thinking.
Does it like work out your muscles for you?
Yes.
It like vibrates. Does it like tense
it contracts them. Yeah.
So it's like a TENS unit on like.
On steroids.
Yeah.
I actually did a treatment. Not recently, but they've come by in the past, and I did a full ab treatment on it. It felt like I did 1,000 crunches. Like, no joke. I felt like I did 1,000 crunches.
Nice.
Yeah. You can literally put this machine on you and use it, a couple times a week, and you can have a six-pack. Absolutely. And not only that, so the old one just builds muscle. The new one builds muscle, and it has radio frequency energy that burns fat.
Shut up.
I'm serious. These things exist.
You just like lay in a bed and it does it, or you just like walk around with this thing attached?
No,
to
you have to. It's a big machine, so you have to like
sit
lay.
in it.
Yeah, you lay down. But you can literally like lay down and like watch TV and get a six-pack.
This
technology,
this life,
right?
You know.
I know, right? I wonder where I can just like take one pill and it does it. I mean, having a six-pack is nice, but I gotta like lay down for like 30 minutes a couple times.
Like, isn't that like the Matrix, except in terms of like your body, like making your body look good? Here's one pill for the ultimate.
One pill for everything. It makes me smart, makes me good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, really interesting stuff about this new drug, Retatrutide. But as I said, I'm really not sure that we're going to see this be as mainstream as Semaglutide. I think that the main reason Semaglutide is mainstream is because of the ability to get it as a generic, even though it's not. Simple is best, usually. Yeah. I think Semaglutide will continue to be the most popular by far, except for people who just have a lot of money. And what'll probably pop up is like these specialized weight loss centers where people go where they can pay extra money and like they can get their Retatrutide and then they can get in the M-Sculpt Neo and get like their six-pack and they don't have to do anything. Yeah, over a whole month. The future's bright, people. Yeah, sign up for a med spa that's 1 month and you come out looking like a different person. Right. Yeah, we've actually been talking about that M-Sculpt Neo machine. It's intriguing. The thing is, I don't think a lot of people ask for it. It doesn't have quite the name recognition as some things do. So you have to kind of sell it, as opposed to certain things like, Morpheus and Halo. People like know that a little bit better. So people will call and ask for it. But yeah, we may end up with those machines. I'm going to roll in one day with a six-pack. I'm going to go for the full 8-pack. Okay. Why stop at 6? Yeah, why stop? Especially if you should just lay there. All right, well, I think that's about all the time we have today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. If you have any topics you want us to talk about, leave us a comment. We would love to hear from you, and we'd love to do a segment on something you want to hear about on the next episode of Nip Talk. Sarah? Bye. Bye.